You know, I'll never forget the day I forgot. Funny how that works. I was standing in my kitchen one morning, holding my mug of tea, staring at the counter, completely blanking on where I'd put my glasses. I checked the fridge, the cupboard, even the dog's bed. They were on my head the whole time. That moment made me laugh, but it also made me think. We call these senior moments, but what if they are not just part of getting older? What if the sharpness of our memory after 60 isn't luck, but the result of what we feed our brains every single day? Because here's the truth. Science now tells us that our diet plays a huge role in how our brain ages. And today, I'm sharing the 7 everyday foods that help protect your memory, sharpen your focus, and keep your brain vibrant for years to come. As we age, our brains do change. The connections between nerve cells can slow down, blood flow might decrease, and those mental hiccups we laugh about can start to happen more often. But modern research is rewriting the old story. Certain nutrients don't just nourish the body, they repair, protect, and even rejuvenate brain tissue. Think of your brain like a grand old library. Every memory is a precious book. Over time, the shelves start to sag, the pages get dusty, but with the right care, that library can thrive for decades. So, let's open those doors, polish the shelves, and start rebuilding one healthy meal at a time. Before we begin, I want to hear from you. Have you noticed certain foods make you feel sharper or foggier? Drop your thoughts in the comments. You might inspire someone else who's on this same journey. My first real wake-up call came from my doctor during a routine checkup. My cholesterol looked fine, but he said something I didn't expect. "Eddy, your brain needs more fat." I almost laughed, after all those years of hearing low-fat this and fat-free that. But he explained it wasn't just fat. It was the kind of fat that feeds the brain's structure itself. That's where fatty fish comes in: salmon, sardines, light tuna, and cod. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA. Your brain is made up of roughly 60% fat, and DHA is one of its main building blocks. Studies show that omega-3s help lower levels of beta-amyloid, the sticky protein linked to Alzheimer's plaques. They also improve communication between brain cells and reduce inflammation that damages memory. When I started eating fish twice a week, baked salmon on Sundays, tuna salad midweek, I noticed something subtle but powerful. My focus while reading improved. My "where did I put that" moments became fewer. You don't need fancy supplements, just consistency. 2 servings a week, and you're literally feeding your brain the material it needs to rebuild. Now, I've always had a sweet tooth, but as I learned, the best dessert for your brain doesn't come in a box of chocolates. It's in a bowl of berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. These little gems are loaded with antioxidants called flavonoids. They are the pigments that give berries their deep color and also their brain-protecting powers. Flavonoids act like tiny firefighters, putting out the sparks of inflammation and oxidative stress that wear down our brain cells. In one long-term Harvard study, older adults who ate berries regularly delayed their cognitive decline by over 2.5 years. These days, I toss wild blueberries into my morning oatmeal and keep frozen mixed berries for smoothies. Sometimes I blend them with a bit of yogurt for dessert. They are not just delicious, they are medicine in disguise. If there's one thing I wish I'd listened to my mother about sooner, it's eating my greens. Kale, spinach, collards, broccoli, these are like the multivitamins of nature. They are rich in vitamin K, lutein, folate, and beta-carotene. Vitamin K helps your brain build sphingolipids, fats that keep cell membranes strong. Folate supports healthy blood flow, while lutein improves how fast we process information. A Rush University study found that people who ate just one serving of leafy greens a day had brains that performed as if they were 11 years younger. 11 years. So now, I never skip the greens. Spinach omelette for breakfast, salad for lunch, steamed broccoli at dinner. And yes, you can sneak them into smoothies. Your taste buds won't even notice, but your neurons sure will. One afternoon, I was snacking on a handful of walnuts when I noticed something funny. They actually look like tiny brains. Turns out, nature knew what it was doing. Walnuts are rich in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. They also contain antioxidants and polyphenols that shield brain cells from stress and damage. Several studies link walnut consumption to better cognitive performance and memory test scores. One found that older adults who ate walnuts regularly scored significantly higher on memory and concentration tests. Now, I keep a small bowl on my desk. A handful mid-morning, another in the evening. They're crunchy, satisfying, and my go-to when I want a brain-boosting bite. Eggs have been through a bit of an image crisis over the years, haven't they? Once villainized for cholesterol, now celebrated as nutritional powerhouses. The hero nutrient in eggs is choline. It's essential for creating acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that controls memory and learning. Without enough choline, communication between brain cells starts to slow down, like a poor Wi-Fi signal. Research shows that people who get more choline perform better on memory tests, and men who eat eggs regularly have a lower risk of dementia. So, I start most mornings with eggs, sometimes boiled, sometimes scrambled with spinach, sometimes folded into an omelette with tomatoes. It's simple, affordable, and exactly what my brain needs to kickstart the day. Now, here's some good news for my fellow tea and coffee lovers. Our favorite morning ritual is also a secret brain elixir. Both tea and coffee contain caffeine and antioxidants. The caffeine sharpens alertness and helps the brain form new memories. Meanwhile, antioxidants like EGCG in green tea protect brain cells from damage. A massive study of 365,000 people found that those who drank 2 to 3 cups of coffee and tea daily had a 28% lower risk of dementia and stroke. That's impressive. I take mine simple, black coffee in the morning, green tea in the afternoon. The key is to skip the sugar and creamy add-ons. Let the brew work its magic as nature intended. And finally, the crown jewel of the Mediterranean diet, extra virgin olive oil. This golden oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and polyphenols, powerful compounds that fight inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. Research from Yale and Auburn universities shows olive oil strengthens the blood-brain barrier, that protective shield that keeps toxins out and nutrients flowing in. People who use olive oil daily have slower cognitive decline and even improved memory function. I drizzle it over salads, use it for roasting vegetables, and sometimes dip whole grain bread in it with a pinch of sea salt. The trick is to always choose extra virgin. That's where all the goodness lives. So, there you have it. 7 simple foods with the power to protect your memory and keep your mind sharp: fatty fish, berries, leafy greens, walnuts, eggs, tea and coffee, and olive oil. We can't stop time, but we can nourish the mind that carries our stories. Every choice you make at the table builds a better tomorrow. Start small. Pick one of these foods this week, maybe some salmon, a handful of berries, or a splash of olive oil. Then build from there. Small steps create big changes. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. Join me, Eddy, the Golden Years Guru, as we keep proving that growing older doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting wiser, stronger, and sharper together.